Hi guys. So you can see right up front, this is not going to be some kind of glamour video. It's just me saying hi, basically. I'm giving you my bare feet, but that's about the extent of it. And I actually have to put my glasses on because I'm going to clean up the kitchen and talk to you guys at the same time. I need to speak up. What are you doing back there? I need to be quiet if my mom's not like sleeping in the other room or something. Let's start with this. You guys, some of you saw me a couple of times in those fluffy pajama type things. They call them lounge pants, whatever, right? But they were an extra large, and they fit me well enough, but still like went up. They were a little, and that goes by too when I'm this tall, because I was looking at different ones today and actually bought a pair I'm going to return that are just, they're extra large, and they're like huge in the leg. They don't really go down, because I'm tall and I have long legs, there's certain things that can be the same size but are made differently and fit me differently, you know what I mean? So they were alright, but I gave them to my mom, even though she probably doesn't wear them because she sleeps in her clothes like I do a lot of times too, simply because I don't have anything to sleep in, not because I actually want to sleep in my clothes. So she probably didn't even wear them, but I gave them to her anyway. When she was here recuperating from her gallbladder surgery. And she was able to wear them here and whatnot. To be comfortable. But I wanted to get one size up, which from an extra large would be a 1X, and when I went back they didn't have them. But these were like the same price, and I love these. These are an extra large, and they're nice and comfy, and they fit good, and they're nice and long, and so. And I guess these are sweatpants, right? Technically, you can go out in these, right? These aren't pajamas. I'm going to wear them as pajamas, but they're not actually pajamas. Whereas the other ones you saw a couple times, I think I did at least 1 or 2 videos, at least one. I know I did one, maybe a couple with them. They look like pajamas. These don't look like pajamas. These are like sweatpants. I like them anyway. What you doing, Bughead? So, alright, first things first. I'm going to empty the dishwasher because, I couldn't get Omar's nails cut. The woman was out today, and I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, no one knows. You show up, and no, it wasn't that big of a deal. I still did a little bit of grocery shopping. I was buying things a lot of things. I bought some for myself, but my friend knows when I say I'm just going to run in for a few things that I don't have a car, and it's too tempting when I'm in there to get extra stuff, you know. She stayed out in the car with Omar, but it's not like I'm doing major shopping, which takes me an hour to an hour and a half, but I was longer than just a few things. But my friend's my mom's age, and she admires the fact that I'm going and cooking for my mom and whatnot, so I knew she wouldn't care. I could have called her from inside of the store and asked her, but I left my phone at home, just that I was going to get, a few extra things. And I didn't really, the stuff that I got, I knew what I was getting, and it's like I would get more than one of the same thing. Like I got myself my blueberries, my organic blueberries, and I got like 6 packages. I got like 3 things of dish detergent because I'm just about out of dish detergent, and I got 2 things of Cascade because I hate, as you guys know, running out of dishwasher detergent. I like having a dishwasher. And then I got spinach, mushrooms, bread, cheese. What else? Tomatoes to bring over to my mom's. And meat. So I brought all of that over to my mom's. I walked and I took the bus, but you know what I mean? So you have to gauge the situation. My friend knows how much I appreciate it, and I mostly fend for myself, you know? But she kind of knows if I say I just want to run in for a few things, that I'm not going to be 5 minutes. You know? I was like 23 minutes. Would have been a little shorter, but the person in front of me was taking a little while to find stuff and to whatever, you know. But she wound up not having, my friend wound up not having to wait for Omar's nails to be done. And you can't have an appointment with Petco, so you could technically wind up there, and if the person's too busy, you have to wait. That's why we try to get there first thing. And I had called and was told she was going to be there, and she wasn't. She had called in sick. I didn't know that. I don't think about those things happening, so, you know. I guess from now on, I'll make sure I'll call Petco like right before it's closing or something to grooming and see if the person I want is supposed to come in. Because we could have gone again tomorrow, but my friend and I both agreed, like, just because she said she's coming in tomorrow, she could wind up being sick tomorrow too, so we're going to postpone it. It's not an emergency anyway, you know. And I wound up going to my mom's, and we got shit done we needed to get done, and I made her the most delicious meal that I wish I could have taken it home. And it's so healthy, and it, you know what I mean? And I get to have peace of mind because I know she loves my healthy meals. I put spices in it, made it with salsa and cheese. It had salsa, cheese, hamburger, all organic, right? Salsa, cheese, hamburger, everything was organic. Spinach, kale, mushrooms, and black beans. Everything was organic, including even the spices I put in it. And it was, I tasted a little bit of it, it was delicious. And I get peace of mind because I think about it, it's tons of stuff. It's a whole pound of Hamburg. It's 2 packages of 12-ounce organic mushrooms. It's a shitload of spinach and kale. It's salsa, cheese, and a can of black beans. So it makes a big thing, and how many meals? She gets a lot of meals out of it. She basically can eat it all week, you know. We put some in the freezer, we put some in the fridge, so then she can eat other stuff too, and then if she gets sick of it, then she can start, you know what I mean? So I do that for her once a week, on different days, depending. I tried to go Saturday, and I didn't get to go for very long, I told you, because I found out that the bus driver was actually sick, so that was a legitimate excuse. You know, it's either if the bus driver is sick or the bus broke down. You know, it's something. You know, shit happens. I don't get upset about shit like that. That's legitimate. I don't get upset when buses are late because they break down or something. I get upset, as you know, if bus drivers leave scheduled stops before the head of the schedule's time of departure, or if they just don't do their job and it messes me up, you know, if they're doing something wrong. And then I don't know what's right and what's wrong if you have some bus drivers doing one thing and one another because one of them is doing the wrong thing, you know. You don't know until you get told by another bus driver what the right thing is, and just, you know, just do your job. Don't be an arrogant motherfucker like that one I'm glad is gone, you know. He crossed the line the night he screamed at me, as I told you guys. And he crossed the line. If there's a protocol in any business, as Joe agreed with me, he's like, but that's why nobody wants to complain, Laura. I'm like, they held a grudge against you. It's supposed to be, you can't directly confront the bus driver over a problem. You report to his superiors, and he's not allowed to say, hey, Laura, you reported me to my superiors. That's the protocol. You're not allowed to directly complain to the bus driver about what he does. You have to go to his boss, and he can't turn around and hold a grudge against you and actually mention to you, I know you reported me. And if it was a problem with me, I'd be reporting all the bus drivers. If I'm just upset with one bus driver, okay, who keeps doing shit that he's not supposed to be doing and upsetting me or upsetting my elderly mom, then it's a problem with that bus driver. Okay? And I actually talked to someone today, and I didn't want to say who it was, so I was glad it was gone, but I decided, he's like, oh, come on, just tell me. And he had a problem with that bus driver, so what does that tell you? Okay? The motherfucker, he was just an asshole, okay? And I tried to get along with him, and I tried to get along with everyone and tried to be nice and whatnot, okay? But if you're doing things that legitimately are wrong and upset me, or upset me and my mother, or upset my mom, you know what I mean? I have a right to report you. So you won't do these things anymore. You are still an employee, okay? And you wouldn't have a job were it not for we passengers, so you can't cross the line, but he did, and actually said, when he was giving me a hard time, he's like, you're going to turn us in and give us shit, which you're not supposed to swear either, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? It's an unspoken rule that you don't do it. That's why I can't report any bus, I can't say, get upset and complain to any bus driver about that bus driver ever in my life. You have to report to his boss. Just like a cashier or something. You don't report to the cashier in a store or whatever, or at the post office, or you know what I mean, or you have to, they're an employee of someone, you have to report to their superior, and you expect them to not say, hey, I know you reported me, you jerk. That's basically what that bus driver did in so many words. So he crossed the line big time. And when he screamed at me, like Joe said, that's a threat. I felt threatened. I was on that bus with him by myself, and I felt threatened. And I didn't say one word, but you damn straight, I was letting them know to pull that, and see that I didn't say anything to him, I didn't do anything. I sat there in silence after he screamed at me. I did nothing to provoke. He was just pissed because he knew that I'd been complaining about him legitimately, periodically. He didn't like it. And he lost his cool, so I don't care. Whatever happened to him, as long as I don't have to have my heart, I didn't even want to ride the bus anymore, and I depend upon that bus. But I don't like stuff like that. As you know, I've had bus driver friends, right? Like, I want to get along with everyone, but I can't. If you're making me feel uncomfortable, or you're not doing your job correctly, and it's affecting my life negatively, or my mom's life negatively, then I have a right to say something so you get talked to. And these were minor things. You get reprimanded, but for you to come back at me about it, you can't do that. That's crossing the line. That's like, there's an unspoken thing. You just don't do that. Just like if I had a problem with a postal person, and I filed a complaint with his boss, the boss, whatever, I don't expect to go and mail something to the post office and have that employee say, hey, I know that you complained about me. Well, that's what this bus driver did. In so many words. He acknowledged that he knew I had complained about him, and he was pissed. He probably was hostile towards me. I'm glad he's gone. Anyway. So, world news tonight. This affects all of you. The CDC has told us that diseases from mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas have tripled in the past 13 years. Tripled. So, that's a sobering thought. And I'm not afraid to admit I am freaking out over the bites that I got. I have no problem if I know what's biting me, alright? If I know and can hear a mosquito buzzing, I turn on my light and I don't rest till I kill the mosquito, okay? If something unknown is biting me and I can't see it and I can't hear it, then that freaks me out. What's my recourse, you know? That makes me all paranoid and not want to go to bed. If things are going to bite me in the night. I don't know. I was so happy though to do these dishes today. It's the little things. I do love these. I just want something comfortable, okay? This is not to wear out in public. This is just to sleep in. They don't have to, you know, they don't have to be flattering. I just need them to be comfortable and to sleep in. So, really thirsty, probably because I ate a whole thing of cottage cheese throughout the day and for dinner and with Triscuits. I also eat sweets. So that's what I do when I go grocery shopping, but I don't go grocery shopping all the time, so you know. We didn't get the baby's nails done, but we will. Like I said, it's not an emergency. And I did get to go grocery shopping. I needed the Cascade. If I hadn't needed the Cascade, I don't think I was going to ask my friend if I could just run into the store. But since I was there, I needed dish detergent too. I was all stocked up on dish detergent when they had this huge sale, but I'm finally like running out of it. I think it's lasted me probably a year or something. I don't know. It's lasted me a long, long time because I got so many of them when I stocked up. That needs to be soaked and come clean. I don't entertain guests, so it's just me. So you always see those commercials. I have to make sure these come clean, but where they're like, you do dishwasher and they're kind of cloudy or whatever, and I get the Cascade 10 times. You can actually get a Cascade that's like 12 times the cleaning power. I think one's 17 times or something. I just get the 10 times. I'm not, no. I wash them in hot, and I do the hot, the heat dry, whatever, and they don't have to be absolutely perfect. I know that they're clean, and they don't have to be, you know, if they're kind of cloudy a little bit, that's alright. Oh, I was talking to my friend who, again, she's she's around my mom's age, okay, so she's been alive longer than I have, and I was asking her about me coughing up just like once a day, or maybe not even always once a day, but for months now, probably less 5 months, the yellow phlegm, and she's like, well, maybe you are battling an infection or something. I'm like, could it be something else? And she's like, well, what about allergies? I'm like, well, I don't have any allergies known to me that I know of, but if allergies can cause, if my sinuses are draining into my throat, you know, but obviously it's not severe because it's only like once a day, but it's on my mind because it happened this morning, and now we're getting into spring and summer, and, you know, so she suggested the same thing that I said, is that, you know, go see a doctor, just to, but it did just happen this morning, so, but then it didn't happen the whole rest of the day, see, which is why I didn't see a doctor. I didn't get sick all winter, I told you guys. Oh, these jars don't want to come clean. I had my soup in them, you know, I'm just curious. I couldn't really get an answer online if there's anything else that could be causing that besides an infection, because, I mean, to put it bluntly, why would I have not gotten sick? You know, I don't know. I'm grateful because so many people got sick. This was a really bad winter, and I did not get sick. And neither did my mom, and she is elderly, and she didn't get her flu shot, but that wasn't her fault. Between being in the hospitals, and the mental hospitals, and the regular hospital, and whatever, it just slipped through the cracks. Her doctor, her primary care physician, makes sure she always gets her flu shot, and I guess she got some kind of different pneumonia shot or something, but then you're supposed to still get your flu shot, but I don't believe in the flu shots anyway, so I really don't care. The mom didn't get it, you know. But she generally always gets it. She doesn't really have a choice. In her eyes, anyway. She's going to do whatever her primary care physician tells her to do. And the only reason she got away with cholesterol statins was because her sister let her get away with it, because her sister had ulterior motives, as we, to our absolute shock and horror, or, I'm sorry, my mom was in on it, so to my absolute shock and horror, many months later, my mom was not taking it, yet her doctor thought she was. See how bad that is? You know, it's not that I believe in those so much, but the connotations of what her sister did. What if my mom really needed it? What if it could have killed her that she wasn't taking it, you know? So that is still severely affecting me. In the end, if my mom doesn't want to take it, it's up to her, but she needs to understand the risks of not taking it, you know. She needs to know where she stands, and so do I. I want to know if she's putting herself in danger not taking it, even though it's her right to not take it. You get it? That's all. I don't want anyone to coerce her into taking it, and maybe it's not that bad, so maybe she really can get away with not taking it, you know? I don't know. Well, I told you guys about the Woman's World magazine last month, saying that there are plenty of people who believe that the risks of statins, the things that it outweighs the benefits. That, yeah, it lowers your cholesterol, but... And there are people that think it doesn't even do that well, but, and they say there are natural ways you can do it without the side effects, and statins do have a significant number of side effects, you know, so. It's not that I'm upset that my mom didn't take it. I'm not of that world, but you can't lie to your doctor about it, and you need to know the risks of not taking it. And now, since I'm her only family member in her life, I wasn't in her life when, unbeknownst to me, she was tricking her doctor into thinking she was taking it every month when she wasn't. Okay? It was on autofill. I already told you the sister got it, I already found that out, got it from autofill even when my mom was clearly not taking it because my mom wasn't even there. She was in the hospital, okay? Oh. But you know what I mean? You have to be upfront with your doctor, and you also need to understand the risks, you know? I don't believe that everyone who has slightly elevated cholesterol should go on a statin, but I need to know where my mom stands on that, and obviously I would have never known anything, but things changed. Things changed that I certainly never expected in a million years. That is a definite, that's 100% the truth. I never ever, people in my life like Joe and Selena at the time, okay? Joe still and Selena at the time know that I would have never in a million years expected any of this to change. In the end, I just wanted my mom to be happy. Didn't expect her sister to behave the way she ultimately behaved. You know what I mean? Didn't expect that. And in the end, my mom is the one hurt. Okay? My mom is the one devastated by it all. I didn't get to look at them yet because I was dipped up all day today. Went and tried to get Omar's nails done, went grocery shopping, then went to my mom's for the rest of the day and cooked a delicious meal for her. Put it in containers. And but Joe sent me pictures of his driveway. I already know my Joe and his integrity. His integrity level is off the charts, okay? So I know that he's telling the truth, but he wanted me to judge for myself. Because I'm like, well, you never even sent me pictures, you know? Remember I told you, Joe never expected to lose. He could have got fired because they're not used to him having, he had an outburst. He didn't realize people could hear him. When his lawyer called him and said we lost, Joe was like, he was, he couldn't even believe it. He was in absolute shock. Because he knows he's in the right. He knows that guy's a lying asshole. So he just never expected that they would rule in his favor. And the country, I already told you this, but I'm just telling you that Joe sent me pictures I didn't get to look at yet. I'm like, why don't you send me pictures? So I can see what you're talking about, Joe. I would like to see. Remember, I visited him, so it's not like I don't know what, it's not like I won't know what I'm looking at. Even though I haven't visited him since his new driveway, I visited him, I know what his house looks like, and I don't know, I vaguely recall his old driveway, but I wouldn't know in comparison. I wouldn't be able to tell, really. I don't know. I wanted to see the pictures anyway. I want to see the pictures. Put these same jars in here again, and I'm sure they're not gonna. Each time. Yeah, that's why I'm so thirsty, because I ate all those Triscuits and cottage cheese and Cottage cheese is high, all cheese is high in sodium. This is one of my super boring videos where I don't really, you know, but one of my videos that I labeled no showing skin, no da 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 da, and it got like, you know, it got like over 100 views. Some of my videos get like 12 views or 2 views or 5 views, or you know what I mean? So oh. More jars to wash, to take the labels off. More jars, more jars. I got to use my mama's frying pan that I bought her. It's the same as this one. It's Earth something or other. It's called Green Life. But hers is turquoise. I got it at Walmart. They didn't have this one. So I wanted to get her what I got because I've had this over a year now, and it's worked good. I mean, it's not perfect. But it has worked good. It's gotten a little scraped up, but that's what happens if you forget and use, you know, something on it you're not supposed to. Anyway, they're not meant to last forever. As long as they stay non-stick, it's good. And then they're higher end than some of them you can get, you know. You can pay, I was reading online, you can get these non-stick pans for like $8 or something, and I paid like $26, $27 for that one. So. That's like the ceramic. It's ceramic non-stick, so it's a little, I like it. So since I had good luck with it, I got my mom one. Because she was very unhappy with the one she had that she had it at her sister's, and wherever it came from, I don't know. She thinks she got it at some place that it was cheap, she couldn't even cook eggs on it. It was sticking really bad, and that just sucks, you know. So I think she's happy with the frying pan I got her. So figure if I know of this one, why not get it for her? You know what I mean? Instead of trying something different. They have that one that they have featured on TV, and they actually sell them at Walmart. I forget what they're called. They're called like some weird, like great name, like titanium steel, no, something like, I forget what it is, but if you read the fine print or you read online reviews or whatever, there are people that love it, people that don't love it. Supposedly, it needs nothing, with my nonstick, I use stuff with it, I use coconut oil or whatever. Nonstick to me is just that you can use a little bit of oil or butter or whatever, but it's going to clean easily, you know what I mean? But this titanium, whatever it's called, one of those online, I've seen on TV ones, people said that it says you don't need anything and it cooks and it slides right out and all this crap, and they say that's bullshit. So it didn't have huge, great reviews. So I stuck with what I knew. I've been pretty happy with this one, so that's what I got from my mom. I'm going to wake up with more bites. I will. And I'm going to wake up with more bites, more mystery bites. wake up even more upset. Wash in the hot water the blanket I was sleeping on. Because I don't know what to do. If I can't see what's biting me, but I'm waking up with bites, then I don't know what to do. I can't wash. See, I was going to. I was tempted. I'm like, I'm just going to wash all my bedding, but then I won't have anything to put over me and I'll be freezing, see? I have to have covers. So even if I'm getting bitten by mystery something or other, okay? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I know it can't be bed bugs, because don't you have to get those from somewhere else? That's like, if you've never had, bed bugs don't just suddenly appear. Number one, plus I talked to people before, I've read online too, and if you have bed bugs or something, you wake up covered in bites. You don't just have like one bite. You know, I don't know. Don't know. I know I had that one, I just thought it was a mosquito bite. Then I went to bed last night and I felt something here on my hand. And I thought, oh my God, am I getting like, is that a mole? Is that, what is that? And then I turned on the light and I'm like, oh my God, it's another bite. And then I woke up with a bite on this opposite foot, exactly similar to this one that's right at that part of your foot, whatever that bone is there. And this one was in the same place, okay? And, and it wasn't there the night before, so freaking me out. I don't know. I don't know, so it'll be even more of a mystery if I don't wake up with any new bites tonight, right? It's like, what the fuck? That'll be almost freakier. I don't know. There are other things that bite that aren't parasites, right? I don't know. I just know mosquitoes make noise. That's all I know. If I don't hear a mosquito, there can't possibly be a mosquito in the room. It's impossible. There are no mosquitoes, as far as I've ever known in my life, unless they've adapted, that don't hum. That's the one saving grace that of whoever created us or created mosquitoes. At least they hum and warn us, you know, the very least. Although I hate the humming so much, I've often in my lifetime periodically wished that they didn't hum, that they would just bite you, but at least they're not humming around you, you know. It's like kind of a crapshoot, because I hate the hum too. I just know we wouldn't be having this conversation right now if I could say, yes, I got bit, but it was a mosquito and I had to turn the light on and kill it, you know what I mean? Or it was this or it was that. No. It's mystery bites that I read about years ago when I stumbled across it when I was looking up something else, that people were talking about mystery bites and they were freaked out by them too. They're like, I've gone to my doctor, I've done this, I've done that, I know I'm being bitten, but there's nothing biting me. And then they say, well, maybe it's not bites. Hives can mimic bites. You think you're being bitten, it's really allergic reaction, but that's crazy because you'd think there'd be more. If you're going to have an allergic reaction, you'd think they'd be covered in, I don't know. I don't know. That's what someone has said, though. If you're being bit and you're getting these welts that are itchy and they're exactly like a bite, but you see nothing that could be biting you, then it's not from bugs. That's what people say if you Google it. You can Google it, mystery bites on skin, and see what people say. And you'll see that I'm telling the truth. But I've never experienced it, so. And these people are as positive as me. They're like, I'm being bit. There's something biting me. And it turns out they're like, they couldn't find anything that could be biting them, so. I don't know. All the bedding I'm sleeping on I washed relatively recently. No, it's not like it hasn't been washed. I don't know. This smells freaking me out a little bit. Just a tad freaking me out. The baby's already sleeping. It's supposed to be hot in the 80s. Tomorrow and Thursday it's going to be hot. Oh, I'm tired. I always get scared too that latent TB is going to become active, but I have no symptoms of that. That's certainly not a symptom of that happening that I've periodically, and it's not even every day, but it has been consistent over the past 5 months. No, it's not every day. I did it once this morning, throwing up, it's coughing up, and then nothing the rest of the day. There's been other days like that. But it's definitely gone on for the past several months, like the whole entire winter, the last 5 months or so. Remember what I told you before? Latent TB, a lot of people have that, and it's not that you have TB, it's that at some point in your life, it could have been 25 years ago, whatever, you were exposed to the virus and your body was strong enough to fight it off, so it never ever developed. You never came down with TB. Okay? And your body surrounded it, but that's why it's called latent, so that's why when you get that skin test, when you go into shelters, you find out that that's what you have. And as I told you, I was found out about it in 2012, and you have to go through, and I was told this up front, and there's no way I was going to do that when I'm homeless, and I just escaped my abusive boyfriend and all this crap, and no way I was going to go through 6 months of, it's apparently really bad medication. It causes definite bad side effects, and it's 6 months of hell. Or you just can take your chances. If it did ever develop, I would be quarantined, So. Last time when I was scared, you guys know I was scared, not this past one, but the winter before. And people were saying, well, go and see. And I went and saw, and that's when I got so, that was when everything, the shit with the cord and my aunt and being blindsided and the guardianship and surrogatorship and no mom anymore, and I thought she hated me and whatever, and I even have videos out there. I stumbled across them yesterday when I was looking through my most viewed and least viewed videos and whatnot, and it said, I have not been this sick in many years, you know. I couldn't get better. But I did get checked out, and I didn't, you know, my fears were not, and then this winter I didn't get sick at all. I was lucky. I was one of the fortunate ones. I did not get sick. You know that. I just got really lucky. But there were times I felt like I was going to get sick and my body fought it off, which must mean that I have a relatively healthy immune system, I guess. But I don't know. It was just luck, because when all that shit went down in 2016 into 2017, you know, that winter, not so lucky. It was hell, and I was scared. As I've been telling you guys, I don't tell my mom this. I tell you guys, and I tell my friends. I tell that person, her, and she's like, you have to. But other people have said it too, even, you know, I have put my own health on the back burner. You know, just doing everything for my mom and concentrating on my mom and this, that, whatever. And she was like, yeah, that's common in caregivers, I think. And particularly, I'm her kid, you know, and I'm her only kid. I'm not just my mom's kid, I'm her only kid. And at this point, I'm sadly the only family member in her life, you know. I didn't want to find out her sister. I didn't want her sister to be like that. I didn't want my mom to have to find out all that shit that her sister had been up to behind her back. And, you know, it's like, what the fuck? My poor mother. But I haven't seen my gynecologist. I haven't gotten any kind of that in years. I haven't gotten a physical in years. You're supposed to, I think, get a physical every year. I don't know how often you're supposed to get the pap smear, the gynecology, whatever. Nothing in years. I've put my own health completely on the back burner. You know? And I keep saying I'm going to change that. You know? At some point I have to, you know, action. I have to take action and not just be saying shit and still not doing it. I have to put actual action behind my words. If I'm going to be bit in the night, then let me fall asleep first. Last night I couldn't fall asleep, which I usually can't fall asleep. And then I told you I got that bite on my hand. And then that freaked me out, and then I couldn't fall asleep even more, you know? Because I still was like, I turned the light on, and I'm like, there's no mosquito, what the fuck? What is going on here? This friggin' thing can't be there. It has to be one up or bang into the side, I guess. This is annoying too. Can't put that right there. It bangs into the friggin' side. Good, I think. Add that. Let the hot water run. My mom's hot water comes out instantly, boiling hot. It doesn't take time to heat up. And it gets way hotter than this water. It'll burn you. It has to do with something, though, I told you, because she has the heat off, and it's 75 degrees in her house with the heat off, okay? So, whatever's going on, I don't know. It's the same thing. Oh, see, mine eventually gets that hot, but hers gets that hot instantly. Be careful, because it's a different reality for me, you know? I'm not used to it. I don't want to burn myself. I don't even know if that 10 times is what I usually get. I don't keep track of what I usually get. Sometimes my store I get it at has different kinds. I could probably get it online cheaper if I researched. For now. For now. These will last me for a while. We're going to have hot days. Miss P is going to get this fucking... I already put stuff out on the deck. If it gets hot tomorrow, that stuff should dry very fast so I can replace it with more stuff that's sitting here on this dining room table, right? I only have so much room, you know? Only have so much room. I hate all my clothes anyway. They're all super old. They all suck. All super old. All suck. How's Mama's baby? Mama's baby. In that respect, I've been fortunate that I never had allergies or anything, you know. The news was saying also, I don't know if that's just pertaining to Massachusetts, because again, everybody's different and every state is different, but it might just be talking about Massachusetts, but my news was saying that this is going to be like the worst pollen season in a long time. I don't know what determines that. They say that pollen season has been getting worse, and the weather change is going up. And I think they're just referring to Massachusetts, but you know, you guys are in different states and experiencing your own different things. My friend's first thing was, well, if you haven't gotten sick and you cough a phlegm every single day, just like once or something, maybe your sinuses are draining into your throat, maybe that's allergies. And I'm like, well, I have no known to me allergies, but the news was just saying too, an expert was on there saying, it wasn't the newscast, it was an expert saying, you know, allergies generally peak when you're a kid, but they also can just suddenly develop when you're an adult in your 30s and 40s. So, you know, nothing's out of the realm of possibility. Just because I've never had allergies doesn't mean I can't come down with allergies. So, but if I go to the doctor, you know, I can ask. If me coughing up, that is an indication that my body is constantly fighting off an infection, or could it be something else is the cause, you know? Pineapple supposedly helps with sleep. So does tart cherry juice. I get that from Vitacost. Nutmeg is supposed to help with sleep. Walnuts. All those things are supposed to help with sleep. See, I got my new magazines. I haven't been reading them lately, but I always still get them if I go to the store. This is a double issue, so it costs $3.99 instead of $2.99. But I could save a lot of money if I simply got them in the mail, you know. It takes a while to get magazines when you order them, but you have to if you're going to be getting them every month, you might as well get them in the mail. Just take that first step, you know. Because you'll save money in the long run. You pay it up front, but you save money, sometimes a lot of money in the long run. So I figured out how to make sure my mom eats healthy. And she loves my meals, so I'm not like forcing healthy meals on her or anything. And like I said, I make it really good. We have cheese, we have salsa, we have spices, but we also have a load of kale and spinach and mushrooms and beans, you know what I mean? So now if I could just figure out, I don't think she intentionally doesn't drink enough fluids. I think I told you at her age you lose your sense of thirst, and I think she just doesn't remember to drink. That's all. She just, I read about it online, she just doesn't remember. So I gotta figure out something, even if it's, I just periodically call her throughout the day if she's home, you know. What I'm thinking of doing is getting her some kind of nice water bottles that hold whatever ounces, and then you fill them in the morning, and then you don't have to drink out of them. You can fill something, pour it into your own personal glass, smaller glasses, because that's easier to drink out of, and then at the end of the day, if they're gone, then you know you've had your quota of water, you know. And it doesn't have to be all water. It can be other fluids like juice and milk, and you know. she lost 65 pounds at age 63. You can use super nutrient smoothies to detox off 20 pounds in 10 days. New research, this common vitamin ends worrying. Bullshit. Issue ever? Are you kidding me? Knee thoughts and belly fat left. Walk off 5 inches every week. Tune. Odds are your dentist doesn't ask if you hum daily, but maybe you should. Humming for 2 minutes a day trains the vocal cords and diaphragm to keep airways open even during sleep. This in turn reduces the open mouth breathing and nighttime snoring that dry out oral tissue can create the environment in which the bad bacteria, the ones that cause gum disease and illness, thrive. Interesting. Humming for 2 minutes a day. I think I'm a mouth breather. I know when I'm walking fast, particularly if I'm going to miss the bus, like today. And if I'm walking fast, I don't keep my mouth closed. I have my mouth open. That's why I don't want any bugs to fly in my mouth. I don't like that. I don't have to worry about that in the winter, but now I'll have to worry about that. But that's an indication, too, that probably, maybe I do have some kind of low-grade allergies, and maybe that's what's causing the periodic yellow phlegm to cough up. Maybe it's my sinuses are draining into my throat. I don't know. I know that if I didn't get sick. I just was grateful that I didn't get sick. I periodically told you guys that. I'm like, I haven't gotten sick all winter. It's a miracle. 1:40 a.m. I'm going to bed. I told you this is going to be super boring, but I do love these that I got. They're comfortable. I just want to sleep in something. I've been sleeping in those cut-off jeans, but I hate anything that, I can't sleep in socks. It's too constricting. I don't like it. Okay? I've tried it before, and they're fine when I walk during the day, but when I sleep in them at night, it's the same socks I'm fine with during the day, and then they wind up constricting right where they come up, you know, but I like something coming up. See, these are nice and long. They go all the way down to my feet. Isn't that awesome? And they're super comfortable. They don't, you know, they're loose down here. They don't go up the, you know, that I have problems with being tall and long-legged. The way certain clothes, pants, or shorts are designed. A skirt, you don't have to worry, but the way certain pants and shorts are designed, sometimes I wear different sizes depending, because I can't stand anything. Some of them are designed and they go up the, you know, they're too, anyway, these are nice. And they go down to my feet, which I love, because I can't stand sleeping in the socks. It's not good to sleep in socks anyway, and I can't stand when I sleep in a skirt or in those pants that go down to there, and then all that is less, you know. So it means that part is cooler than the rest of me that's all covered, because I wear a sweater too, until I get nice and warm, which we're having these couple warm days, but then it's going to get cooler again, you know. So I'm pleased with these. The other ones I want to return. I'm not even going to show them to you. They're the same size, but a different brand, and they're an extra large, and they're completely different. They're way bigger in the leg. They don't go down as far to my feet, and they go up towards the crotch more, you know, so they don't, I don't like how they fit. It's not that they're not fitting me. It's not that I need bigger than that extra large. It's they fit me the wrong way. That's the thing. These fit me tailored. For whatever reason, they fit me the right way. You know? And I don't think they said, like, some things that are petite will say petite on them or long or whatever. I don't think they said that. I think they're just designed that way. All these manufacturers, you never, so I don't get hung up on sizes. When I would take my mom shopping, and she'd be like, well, I'm in this size. I'm like, Mom, don't get hung up on sizes. Every brand is different. This is when I was thinner, I'm in a 10 in this. I'm in a 12 in the brand. I'm in the 10 pants jeans in this brand. I'm in a 12 in this. And in this brand, I can't barely fit into the 12, or they're a little too tight, and I take a 14. Don't get hung up on sizes, Mom. Alright? Because she would get hung up on sizes. I'm not supposed to be that size, Mom. It's the size. That's why I would have her. I trained her, though, because I would go shopping with her and we'd pick out kick-ass clothes for her that she wasn't able to pick out for herself. And I trained her like you take 3 different sizes in with you. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. Or at least take 2 different sizes in. Take a large and an extra large, or take a medium and a large. And sometimes you can fit into a small, like in tops, depending on how they're designed, you know? So, I'm happy with these. These are going to be my new go-to to sleep in. Instead of sleeping in the fucking pants that I wear during the day, or sleeping in a skirt that then leaves my whole leg exposed, so I cuddle up under the covers, but I still feel cold because that part of my is exposed, so that's not going to be as warm, obviously. See? I really needed these. I needed them. Needed them. I had those other darker blue ones, but even them didn't go down as long as these. And then I had another pair that ripped, and then I had another pair, I don't even know what happened to them. Probably I just didn't wash them. I wanted more than one pair, though. I didn't want to be limited anyway. You know? still trying to set up another pair. I also need to buy a new sheet set, because those sheet sets that my mom and I bought for both our beds at Walmart years ago got all ripped by Angel and Omar. They got ripped. I think it was Angel that ripped them, not Omar, but they got all ripped anyway. And I got online those sheets that aren't sheets. They're more like a blanket sheet or whatever, but those are more for winter, you know. All right. I've bored you enough. Good night.